Okay, so let's see. The Forbidden Truth according to King James. And we're going to be looking at the Forbidden Truth tonight. Let's see what we got. Song of Solomon, page 131. And we'll go with chapter 4 on page 131 of the Forbidden Truth according to King James. Chapter 4. Behold, thou art fair, my love. Thou hast dove's eyes. Thy lips are like a scarlet, and thy speech is comely. Thy temples are like a piece of pomegranate within thy locks. Thy neck is like the tower of David, my love. There is no spot in thee. Come with me, my spouse. Thou hast ravished my heart with one of thine eyes. Excuse me, sorry, I gotta back up just 1 second. With one chain of thy neck. Hold on a second. I gotta. How much better is thy love than wine? Thy lips drop as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under thy tongue. And that comes directly from the Forbidden Truth according to King James, which is not the King James Bible, by the way.
Right.
But that is the Forbidden Truth. So, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's happening?
Well, I just put my book back online. I took it down because the formatting was all fucked up on it.
Yeah.
And
formatting.
But I don't care anymore. I just
put it up there.
I know.
Put it up there.
I shouldn't say that. But it's the content of the book, and it's good enough. It's close enough.
Yeah, put it up there.
It's the words that you got. It's the words that you got to get. So
I
just put that back online.
Yeah,
back on Amazon. I had it unpublished for a while, and then I just republished it. I don't think I'm going to republish the Prison Diet book though. Again.
When was the first publication date? Blessing or impressing, right? Blessing or impressing?
Impressing or blessing.
Oh, impressing or blessing.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the book? What's it about? What's the book about?
It's about, really, it's about opening your heart and opening your faith wide to receive creative ideas from God. How to pull that from God into the real world. That's what it's about.
Yeah. And so talk about that.
So, yeah, and when stuff like that happens, man, it's fucking cool, dude. It's cool.
Give me an example.
People do it.
Give me an example.
Of what we're going to create?
Yeah, give me an example of something from your book. Do you have a section there? Could you read us?
Yeah.
Could you read us?
Let me read the introduction.
Okay. And say the title of the book too.
Okay. The title of the book is Impressing or Blessing: A Different Approach to Creativity. And so we have the introduction, but there's a dedication first. A Different Approach to Creativity by Craig Sewell, also pronounced Sewell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the introduction says, the dedication to whosoever. That's who the book's written to.
Okay.
Whosoever.
Right.
And the introduction is, a good man brings, it's a scripture here, a good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in his heart. For the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. Luke 6:45. When I was a teenager, some 30 years ago, I indefinitely borrowed a cassette tape series of teaching messages where the subject was Revelation Knowledge by Kenneth Copeland. I I listened to that tape series hundreds of times, no exaggeration. If you are familiar with cassettes, you can guess why I did not return them after so many listens. Anyhow, it took me hundreds of times listening to those tapes before retiring them with this one truth. We do not have to solely rely on what we can touch, taste, feel, hear, or see when acquiring knowledge or ideas. There is another channel by which these things come. As a believer in God, my spirit is in contact with Him. God's ideas can come directly to my spirit. When an idea appears and begins to form in my spirit, I begin to immediately ponder over it. I'm eager to watch as it manifests and see all the accompanying pieces as they begin to appear. Once that strong eagerness develops, I then need to give it shape and form and bring it into this world of matter and intellect to be digested by the people. That sounds crazy, I know. Whether you realize it or not, you already do that same thing. But when you do that with intent, the results are far different. Back to my point. I hope this book sparks some fires and encourages you to believe for and expect His highest, and that you bring these ideas to earth. You will notice some of the chapters in this mini-book are extremely short, but my intent is to be brief and to the point. I think some of my punk rock style lingers from my youth in these writings. Whatever it took to get our point across was the method, nothing more, nothing less. Also, you will notice there is a passage of scripture at the beginning of each chapter. Do not gloss over those. Read them a few times if you have to. Each of these, this sounds like a fucking textbook, man. Okay. As you read, I can hear some of you asking, what activity has Craig lost his mind? This is about mental health now. It has everything to do with creativity. You may have hoped that I would give some practical and technical secrets on how to be more creative. I don't have anything like that to provide. Creativity and each individual have their own technical methods. What I'm providing in this book are the intangible things that apply to every creative artist, regardless of your avenue of expression. Is that really inspiring? Oh my God.
I think that. But let me read you something. Yeah, let me read you something. There's something that's really good here. We were reading earlier out of the Forbidden Truth, according to King James, and let me tell you how to spell it. It's the Forbidden Truth, and then you spell it like this. According to King James, but you say the according like this. A-K-O-R-D-I-N-G. So it's according, but with a K and only one of them. And then that's how you say and spell the Forbidden Truth according to King James. And that will be then not the King James Bible, which we know who is the King of the Christians, by the way. And congratulations to him. And also we want to say congratulations to this person who wrote a book, and his name is Lenny Bruce. And Lenny Bruce wrote a book called, with the introduction by Eric Bogosian, B-O-G-O-S-I-A-N, and Lenny Bruce writes an autobiography entitled How to Talk Dirty and Influence People. And here we go. And then we're going to start getting into the Bible. And Catherine Coleman, by the way. Okay. Catherine Coleman. But I want to tell you a little bit about writing, because I've learned a lot about writing a comedy from reading different books by different writers, whether it's comedy or not. Because the thing with comedy is you have to look for the line in it that makes it a little bit different than the way you would normally see it, and that's where your leverage is to find something funny. So when I read a book with like Lenny Bruce, obviously this person is writing is a comedian. This is an entertainer. But when you read a book by Catherine Coleman, this is still an entertainer, but it's a different purpose.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm going to get at, and hopefully we could talk about this tonight. You had asked earlier about what is the theme. Well, I think the theme was that when you read your book, that we started to talk about don't put things out there until you've done a lot of rewrites, which says Well, then I thought, while you were reading that, though, I went through and I found this one here, Lenny Bruce, and then I found Catherine Coleman. This one here, the Catherine Coleman is, it's a biography by Helen Kooiman Hosier, and that's Kooiman and then Hosier.
Yeah, I've seen that book.
Human? Okay, so it says Catherine Coleman, the life she led, the legacy she left. So now, this is a story about somebody else by somebody that's not the person that it's about.
Yeah.
With contributions by the interviews and stuff like that, pictures, there's a lot of pictures in here. And then this other one here, Lenny Bruce, is a book about a person that is written by the person that the book is also about. Okay. The Catherine Coleman. Okay, the Catherine Coleman book is a book that is a biography. In other words, it is a book that is written about some person by a person that is not the person that the book is written about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand that.
But the Lenny Bruce book, this comedian, Lenny Bruce, his is an autobiography. His book is about a person, and it's written by the person that wrote it is the same person that the book is about.
The biography. Yeah.
Autobiography. So in other words, autobiography.
Yeah.
Right. So in other words, the subject is also the author.
Yeah, I understand
Yeah,
that.
got it. But the reason I'm telling you that, and the reason we're talking about that, is because when you read the Bible, remember what we're doing on the Forbidden Truth is, let me read something real quick, and we're going to get to this point. Don't let me forget, because we're going to compare those two types, and then we're going to talk about the Bible, because this is what we're talking about tonight. The Forbidden Truth, according to King James. Now listen to this. This book is designed to be an introduction to the King James language, comma, and familiarize yourself with the 66 books which are contained in the King James Bible. It is to be read as a story or can be used as a study guide. Okay, so now here what we're doing now. If you will note, everything we're doing on here is for the purpose of, we're going to point something out about the Bible, and then we're going to say this. There's two Bibles out there. And I'm only concerned with one Bible. We're getting to one Bible, but before you can teach something, you have to lay the foundation. And these are founding principles we're laying, and these are this. You have to know the difference between a biography and an autobiography. You have to know the difference between, because an autobiography is written by a person about their own self. A biography is a book that is written about a person by another person that is not that person that the book is about. When you read, so I'm trying to make this as easy as possible, as simple as possible, because I know that there's a lot of Christians out there listening with a capital S at the end, and we got to make this real simple. Real simple, right? With a lowercase s. All the letters are lowercase for Christians with a capital S at the end, because you got to make it real simple. Because Christians are experts, but only on one thing. So you got to keep it real simple.
Bible is different. How the Bible is different, though.
Yeah. Preposition. Come is a verb. To is a preposition. Come is a verb. Come is a verb. The verb intransitive. To come. To come. Oh, good. It's almost done with this section.
Far, buddy. Hey, Randy.
I'm almost done with this section here.
Randy, no.